Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Welcome home. This video might get a little controversial, so to start off I want to tell you guys, absolutely make sure when you hear what I'm talking about, you hear the concepts, that I'm talking about energies. I'm talking about the qualities of the feminine and the qualities of the masculine. By no means do I mean man and woman. Man and woman are organic manifestations of feminine and masculine, and that's it. But as we know, as above, so below, feminine and masculine is in everything. It's in a man, there's both qualities. In a woman, there's both qualities. With that being said, I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge you guys to your thoughts. This list, I'm going to go over this list. I'm going to show it to you guys on the screen. Masculine, straight line, one direction, linear, logical, concise, always doing, very decisive. Feminine, compassionate, understanding, creative, random, receptive, nurturing in that reception. When you put them both together, a proper synthesis of masculine and feminine, you have synthesizing, connectivity, co-creative relationships, partnerships, co-creative worlds, supportive, spacious, resilient, and your destiny. What I believe is this question is tricky because when I say feminine, people assume women. When I say masculine, people assume men. And that's not what I mean at all. What I see right now, when I see women stepping into their power, is actually women stepping into their masculine side. What I think is happening, this is what I think is happening. I think on your average scale, I think the human population is dominated by an unhealthy feminine and is being run by a very unhealthy masculine. Feminine, again, is receptive. It generally receives the impulse while the masculine puts out the impulse. Now we'll go to the very raw form, the very practical form, and say man and woman. The woman receives the seed of the man, and the man gives out the seed. The woman receives that seed, and then she brews and creates something new by combining the two qualities together, both masculine and feminine. Now a proper integration of those two things will form a very healthy new creation. However, an unhealthy masculine, because it's so direct, because it's so laser focused, because it's so linear and so logical, it forgets what's going on around it. So an unhealthy masculine turns out to be someone that's very selfish, very egotistical, not open to new ideas, not open to holistic views and holistic solutions to ideas. That's what happens when you have a very unhealthy ego. Unhealthy masculine. And the reason why is because the masculine is a single force. The masculinity's power is also its weakness. Every power comes with it a weakness. Every weakness comes with it a power. Checks and balances. You cannot have something in this world and it not be checked by something else. You can't have it all, in other words. So the ability of the masculine to be laser focused means that it can get things done quickly, concisely, and with extreme power. But it loses out on the holistic. Now you think about the feminine. Because it is so nurturing and because it's so random and so creative, right? The creative process is very feminine. It has no boundaries, it has no structures, no walls. And because of that, solutions from the feminine can be phenomenal. Because there's no constrictions. It's not logical at all. There can be no logic when you're coming up with a brand new solution because nothing has come before it. So to create something that's never been created before, you have to tear down the walls, the boundaries, the conceptions of what the world should be and how the world has been. You got to drop all of that and you got to be completely random and completely illogical. That is the power of the feminine. But the unhealthy feminine, because the feminine is not concise, it lacks direction. If you have an unhealthy feminine, you lack direction, you lack conviction, you lack focus and will, a sense of purpose, and you also become dictated instead of dictating, right? Because the feminine receives the impulse and then creates. So if you have an unhealthy feminine, you are someone that is constantly receiving the impulse and never actually giving one of your own account. And this is the reason why I think, is why I say, do we actually need more feminine in this world? And I'm open to being completely wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is it and my way is right and your way is wrong. I'm saying, do we actually need more feminine? Because right now what I see in the world, and correct me if I'm wrong, literally, and that's not, leave a comment, correct me if I'm wrong, what I see is the majority of the world taking orders. Most of the people are being dictated. They don't like the way things are going, yet they don't do anything to change it. They're complacent. They're okay with the way things are going. They're okay with having someone else tell them what to think, what to wear, what to do, the definition of happiness, the definition of relationships. We are constantly being told how to live and how to be. And that, to me, going off of the definitions of masculine and feminine, tells me that the majority of the world is feminine, because we are accepting things and we are not actually projecting ourselves out into the world. And when I see women stepping into this new role of power, where women are rising and they're saying the way we're being treated is bullshit, the patriarchy is bullshit, that I'm not disagreeing with. Nor am I disagreeing with the rise in women, because again, this isn't about women, it's not about men, it's about energy, it's about qualities. To me, when I see a woman dictate what the hell she wants, how she wants to get it, and she projects herself into the world, to me that's masculine. That feels very masculine to me. When a woman steps up and says, this is what I want, this is how I'm going to get it, no bullshit. It's very concise. It's linear. It's logical. It makes sense. It's very practical. It's short, sweet, and to the point. This is what I want. This is how I'm going to get it. To me, that's masculine. If a man steps out of power and he says, you know what, I'm going to listen. I'm going to have a whole council member of people coming out there, and I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to you. What's going on here? That's a man stepping into some feminine. Again, I ask you guys, I question you guys. How do you really feel about feminism? Do you really think we need a rise in feminism? Don't confuse a rise of women. What I think we need is a rise of women in a very healthy masculine expression. And I think we need a rise of men in a very healthy feminine expression. Realistically, I think men and women both need a rise in both masculine and feminine qualities. That's what I think. I'm a big believer in balance. So when I just see feminist, feminine, over and over again, I'm thinking, in balance, what's going on? Why are we only looking at one side of the picture? There's two sides. You've seen the yin and yang symbol. It's not just yin. It's not always, you don't hear Buddhism just saying yin, 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 yin. No, it's yin and yang. It's yin and yang. It's two. It's the both. It's los. So why are we being fed just feminism? And when I see women coming in and doing incredible things and showing up in ways that they haven't had a chance to do in the history of mankind, at least the reasonable history of mankind. You know, ancient Egypt, and the Amazonians, and certain Greek cultures and certain pagan cultures. I know women had a huge native cultures. Women had a huge role in society. So I know it's kind of hit and miss. But now is the first time where women are really making moves on a global scale that could happen overnight because of things like social media and the internet. To me, that just seems like women stepping into a beautiful masculine role. But I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. So I just had to get that off my chest to you guys. After all, I am a man of letters, and I do like to study everything from every angle, and I also do like to throw wrenches in all fields, in all movements, because all movements really need to be tested. You need to be tested. I need to be tested. Please, like I said, correct me if I'm wrong in this video. Like and subscribe. Please get a healthy dialogue going for this, because this is a pretty crucial video, I think. And thanks for being here, you guys. I'm Keith, your host. Stay tuned. I have a lot of other cool stuff on my channel. If you want to, I've got some wonderful audiobooks that I've produced that you would really get a lot of. I highly suggest The video I did on mentality, on your mental powers, it's a beautiful one. If you like ancient texts and esoteric knowledge, I suggest my Emerald Tablets. That's a beautiful one. They're all great. Check them out. Subscribe. Thank you for being here, you guys. I'll talk to you soon.